Best song on this album? The One Note Song. I mean, come on, how can you beat this? Am I right? Tenacious D's debut album. Alright, now, of course, I'm going to be reviewing Tenacious D's debut album, consisting of 21 songs and skits. Now, I gotta say, this is a really good album for what it is, a comedy album, consisting of hardcore acoustic rock, metal, acoustic rock, and comedy skits. Now, most of these are the skits. About half the album is a skit completely, and there's one hidden track in the end right after the main songs. But it starts off good with one of their songs, with one of the more lesser-known songs, Kielbasa, which is a comedic song about how women want, or how they need, it's sex. It's a sexual song. It's a comedic sexual song about dick. But it's very funny, very raw at first, and then it just kind of gets a funky groove to it. Very funky melody, a very funny song though, and just kind of gets you started and lets you know who you're about to listen to. The D, buddy. The D. Now, the album as a whole, it's actually a pretty entertaining album, again, for what it is. With such skits as The Drive-Thru, inward singing, showing more of their comedic side, of course, being that it is, a half comedic album, but also shows you their serious side of how much they care for the music, because a lot of the more hardcore songs, there is strokes of actual genius, and not just comedic, but also in music. Songs like Tribute and Wonder Boy are their best known songs on this album, and really two of their more well-known songs. These songs are great, always well to listen to. They're equally funny as they are just brilliantly hardcore metal. Just straight up classic D, if you know what I mean. Both two songs are about Jack and Kyle facing something together. One fighting a demon, and two each other at first, and then their friendship blooms. And one is the quest to find each other is the D. And they're both funny. One is more quest sounding, like more grand than the other. But then they move on to obsessive songs like Lee, which is a song basically about an obsessive fan named Lee who loves them, but they also love Lee. More so that it's them that love Lee, and it's equally creepy as it is funny again. Definitely more on their funny side. Now, the album mostly consists of their friendship, talking about their friendship, their hardcoreness, and their sexual prowess. It basically over-exaggerates that in a very funny way, and it's a great album to listen to if you like mature comedy, if you love Jack Black or Kyle Gass's form of humor, if you've ever seen the Tenacious D movie, or if you ever heard or seen the TV show or anything, you know what to expect from this album. But it is a great one. A lot of the skits build into the songs, and a lot of the songs are great. A lot of the skits are really funny. Jack Black and Kyle Gass seem like they're having a lot of fun when they made this, and it sounds like it, and it really feeds into it when you're listening into it on your iPod, or just even playing the songs is a lot of fun. Melodies for the songs are mostly composed on an acoustic guitar. They are a straight up at least 75% acoustic band, and then they go into straight up hardcore electric guitars and heavy drums. Midway into the song, or at least 1/4 into the song, they will go hardcore, but for half of the song, or even most times whole song, they'll just do acoustic guitar, and that's one of the great things about them, acoustic metal. Now, I do say it as if I'm a D fan, and I am a D fan. I love this album. It's definitely one of their great albums out of the 3 albums they have. I'd say it's better than their movie album. About as encore, it has more skit songs than their latest album, but it's definitely worth checking out. You could probably find it really cheap nowadays, so there's no reason you shouldn't. So, in terms of comedic writing, hardcore sound, melodies, and all that, I'm going to give Tenacious D's debut album an 8 out of 10. It knew what it wanted to be. They knew what kind of direction they wanted their band to be in, unlike a lot of albums where they just didn't know who they were or what they wanted to try. Or they just got lost in some BS type of music and they just didn't want to do it anymore. No, this one, they knew what they were doing. So I got to give them balls for that, and balls for doing what they did and still doing what they do. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my album review. It's something new I'm trying. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you guys on the next one.